Hey, thanks so much for being willing to teach in this series, Living Wisely in Exile. This is our third week. This is your first time teaching. Hopefully, you've already watched the video where I give some tips just on how to teach well in a small group environment. You want to make this very interactive. So if you haven't, please go watch that. But assuming you have, we're in this third week. The first tip was to know what you're consuming. Second tip was don't go out alone. And this third week, we're going to talk about, man, which is really the first tip, and just emphasize that to stay connected to the source. We stay connected to God. That really is the first thing, but it's kind of the last thing that comes along in the book of Daniel. And it's a good way just to end it, to emphasize that, like, hey, in order to live wisely in exile, in order to be able to just live faithfully following Jesus in the world, you have to abide with Christ. So the passage we're going to look at is in Daniel 6, where people are trying to get after Daniel. They're trying to find a way to take him out, basically. The only way they can take him out is to make a law that's illegal for him to pray to God, which is shows a lot about his character. And so they make the law, and he still goes and prays with God like he had done every day, is what the text says. So it's a pretty small part of that text, but it's clear that was a part of Daniel's character and his friends as well, if you read throughout all of Daniel. But a really good text for you to camp out on is John 15, 4 through 11, where Jesus talks about that he is the vine and we are the branches, and we need to abide in him. We need to stay connected to him. So those are the texts. That's the first part of the journey. And then the end part is that, man, if we're ever going to live a faithful life following Jesus, we have to abide with him. We have to be in prayer. We have to be in scripture. We have to meditate. We have to make space for that. In Mark, Jesus, there's a passage where Jesus leaves early and goes out and communes with the Father. If Jesus had to do that, we have to do that, right? And especially as our students are getting older, there's more temptations. They're going to be out of the house. They're going to have to own their faith on their own. And in order to do that, like, you're going to do that in community, but you first have to make the choice to stay connected to the source, which is Christ. So that's the end point. Like I said, the text on the front end, that John 15 passage, I think will really help. But hit on the story of Daniel first. Let us know how we can help. Brittany and I, we're praying for you. We're excited and just really expecting for what God's going to do through you teaching your group.